Hey yo, what is up? I told you I didn't like this tank and I didn't want to make a video about it. But here we are, I have to cover it, and this is of course the AltProto AMX30 that's been released into the test server recently. I think it's been around for like a couple of days already. I've been avoiding trying to do this because I think it's just so ugly, man. This thing does not look good. This is not my idea of French tanks, man. When I talk about French tanks, I'm looking at sexy tanks. I'm thinking about even the Tech 3 AMX30s look better than this. You know what I mean? I'm thinking about bad chats, man. I'm thinking about Char Future Force. My favorite tank in the game is the AMX 1357 Tier 7. Those are sexy tanks, man. The way they look, you know, the style. Man, that's what I think when I look at French tanks. But this one, man, it's like an ugly duckling. Look at that turret. Looks like a big head on a weird looking body. Man, that's not sexy at all. But what do I have for you today is actually sexy stats. So I want to share it with you. So let's go with it. First of all, let's talk about the hit points. 1250 hit points. I think tier 8 premium medium tanks are usually 1350, I guess. So not a lot of hit points. Well, what are you getting out of this tank if you don't have hit points? Well, you have a little bit of the mobility part. I think that's what they're trying to do here. We have 680 horsepower. Not a lot of horsepower. Usually I think they're about 700, perhaps 750. I'm not too sure. But you got maybe a light tank, 28 tons max load. Power to weight ratio, this is the interesting part. Power to weight ratio 24.29. This suggests that you got a lot of agility in this tank. 55 kilometers an hour going forward and 16 going in reverse. I got a feeling this thing is quite agile, which means you can get to that 55 kilometers an hour forward speed fairly quickly, and then you can wiggle around quite good, because the rotation or traverse speed 35 degrees, 35.46 degrees per second. This is a fast agile tank. Let's talk a little bit about it. Get straight to the camo as well. The camo 13.22, not as great as some tanks that come stock 15-17% camouflage rating. 13% camo rating means you can get this down to about double 13%, which means 26-27% would be safe to say. You can max it out to around there, which is not the greatest of camos, but you're, you know, good enough for a medium tank in tier 8. Yeah, but what else is good about this tank? It's got a little bit of that CS52 LIS flavor, because it does 300 damage, dude. 300 damage on this gun, and 400 damage if you penetrate with HE shells. So you're looking at a fairly competitive penetrations and damage values here. I haven't talked about the penetration yet. Penetration 232 standard shells, probably AP, I guess. 232 penetration is insane. It is going to be really good. This is a tier 9. Is this a tier 8 or a tier 9? Let me just, confirm this. I'm trying to look for the stats of this tank. I have every indication that says it is a tier 8 premium tank. I don't have anything that says it is a tier 9 premium tank. So I'm going I'm going on my hunch here that says it is a tier 8 premium tank, which has 232 penetration on standard shells and 263 premium shells. Dude, this is insane. 263 premium shells, so you're looking at APCR premium shells because 263 penetration is pretty high. 263, yeah, it's pretty high. You probably have very high velocity shells. The only downside here is 9.59 reload time, 9.59 seconds. So you're talking about, you know, the CS52 LIS reload speed here. You could get it down to around 8 seconds reload time. Yeah, very much like a CS52 LIS. Again, the mobility, 39 degrees, 39.63 degrees gun rotation. This is how fast the gun rotates, the turret rotates. So that is pretty good. Like I said, you know, it's got the high power to weight ratio, quite a low engine power, 680 horsepower, but it's got very high power to weight ratio, so it is very agile. It will get to that top speed really quickly, and then your gun swings around your hull traverse speed as well. Your tank swings around very quickly. This is a very agile tank, and not a lot of camo, but you've got a gun that's going to bite you in the ass, man, because 300 hit points, it's like a CS52 LIS. The only downside here, oh, I haven't talked, there's one more upside about this gun. It's 11 degrees gun depression. So this is a hull down monster. Really good for going hull down. But you only have 150 turret armor, so not a lot of turret armor. But if it's sloped, if you're looking down with your 11 degrees from a ridge, 150 could be enough. You know, it could be good enough for you to defend yourself. You could be able to bounce stuff, especially with that turret here. It's kind of like sloped a little bit, like it looks like a T-44 100 shape from the front, right, from the mantlet side. So you could be able to bounce some stuff. It's possible. Hull armor is only 60, so anything is going to pen the hull armor. Actually, you know what? From this angle, it doesn't look too bad. You know, I could warm up to it. I don't know, man. I'm not going to say it's ugly right now, but it did look... The head looks a bit weird. But, you know, I've dated uglier girls. I think I can handle this. 300 damage, man. I think I can do it, man. I think I'll do it. So the downside about this tank, that the only downside that I can think of so far is the 0.36 dispersion. This makes the gun kind of derpy. Yeah, 0.36. It doesn't sound too bad if you're a heavy tank, slow moving tank. You know what I mean? If you're like a heavy tank, a 0.36 dispersion is actually pretty good, because you are not moving around too much. You're usually fighting around corners, corridors, side scraping, pushing together with other heavies, and you know, hanging around with heavies. 0.36 dispersion isn't that bad at all. But in a medium tank, very mobile, very agile tank, driving around, you know, shooting and scooting, this could be an issue. 0.36 dispersion as well as the 2.59 aiming time. You know what I mean? You need to get to a position, take your time to aim, fire off that shell, hopefully, because it's going to take you a long time to aim, right? 2.59 seconds, 0.36 dispersion takes you a long time to aim. Someone could be shooting back at you, and if you don't bounce that shot, then that would have been a bad trade for you, you know what I mean? So I'm thinking, dude, I gotta give this tank a chance when it comes out, even though it's ugly, even though I think it's ugly. Actually, from this angle, I think it looks good. It doesn't look ugly from this angle. Just from that top-down angle, man, it looks weird. From the back, it doesn't look too bad either. From this side, it doesn't look too bad either. I'm not sure, man. From this side, I don't like this side because the head looks too big. From this side as well, from the 3/4, from the side, it looks bad. From the 3/4, it looks bad because the head just looks ginormous. From the sides, it looks ginormous. From this side, I can accept it. It looks kind of nice. I like the hull, even though the hull is like, you know, really terrible armor. Only was that 50 or 60 millimeters of frontal armor, but it's sloped. The frontal part here is sloped, so if you're looking down a ridge, someone shoots you and hits you there, you're gonna bounce it. So this could be a ridge fighter because of that sloping, and you know, could work. It could work. I don't know, man. Why did they make it ugly? I don't know. But yeah, that's the tank I have for you today. Hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you took some information. Make your plans, you know, when this tank comes out, whether you're gonna get it or you're not gonna get it. Hope you get some useful information out of it. Thanks, and I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.